What's up, guys? The 2025 Arkansas Junk Hunt was a big hit. Come on over here. We'll take a look through everything we found, kind of give you guys an idea of how good of a deal we got, which is, you know, we only buy the good deals, we leave the bad ones. So, first off, look at these guys. Beauties. Get 40 bucks for that guy. So, these cards, this one, like I said, I just gave a few bucks for separately. But other than that, it's two big collections that I purchased. This one is some crazy yard sale stuff. Guy hands me a box, has some Pokemon cards in it. I look at a couple on the top, and I'm like, how much do you want for it? $5. I hand him a 20, and I move on. And in this $20 box, tons of E-Series. Just, none of those super high-end ones. Those are nice. But loads of $10, $20, $30 cards. And these are hollows and reverses. These aren't bulk. You know, there is some bulk too. But it just keeps going. And I didn't have enough top loaders. Because, of course I didn't. Because this is a giant couple collection. It's just Crystal Guardian stamped. You know, all from E-Series sets. There's a Southern Islands, Metal Energy. You know, just awesome stuff. If you know Pokemon cards, you know. Japanese stuff. A lot of this came with this stack, this, and this was a secondary collection, which I paid up for it because it's a lot of much nicer stuff. The hollows on these are super clean. A lot of them have like a little bit of whitening on the back and different things like that, but the hollows are super clean. For the most part, they're light play played, which for vintage, coming out of a binder, it doesn't get much, you know, I mean, that's better than normal. And all these are all of our childhood nostalgia. Just nearly all of the hollows, from your Jungle, your Rocket, your base set, your base 2, your Fossil, just, you know. And there are a few that we pulled out to put in our personal collection that, you know, nothing crazy. Snorlax, Zapdos, Moltres, a few other things like that. But, you know, that's a quick overview on the cards. Let's get into the games. Let's get into the really good games. Guy says he has a binder of cards, or excuse me, games that he wants to sell. My guys who do reselling and stuff, like, you know, that's normally not the best thing. But this time was a little bit different. He says, I want $100 for this binder. And if you know, you know. And, of course, I gave him more than that, but, yeah. I mean, just, yeah. Xenosaga, Drakengard, Parasite, which is only disc 2, but, you know, just awesome stuff. We got some figures. God of War figure is amazing. Fairly pricey and amazing. Still sealed. $100 item. All of the Battlestar Galactica. Some Dragon Ball merch. Love that. Emulators, Nintendo name brand. Freaking $80, $100 Red Dead book. I love Red Dead. I grabbed it because it was awesome and I love Red Dead. And the guy's like, hey, you're buying all this other stuff, take it. I get home and look it up. It's a $100 book. Awesome. And now, you can, I'll turn this around for you. He has a big pile of Star Wars stuff at this one yard sale. And I asked him how much for all of it. He says 40 bucks. Well, I'll let you know there's about $800 in Star Wars stuff right here. These are all sealed, brand new 4K. These all go 80, 100, 110 for those. And then, you know, each item is 20, 30, 40, 50, depending on condition. And the ones that he did open, he bought the acrylic cases, put them in there. I mean, just immaculate condition, beautiful condition. Another 4K. These two are both 4K, missing the slips, but still, you know, awesome items. And, I mean, these are just, this type of yard sale, you just don't see it. I mean, half of the Pokemon cards and most of the rest of this stuff I got from one yard sale. And I've been doing this a long time, and you don't see yard sales like this. Like, it's a person like me's dream. You don't see them. It's everything in there, and everything's in beautiful condition. This set here is worth $150 to $200 as well. You know, and they're good mid-range games. Far Cry Steelbook, Fallout 76 Steelbook. On the Fallout stuff, he had a stack of Fallout stuff, few figures. There's a $40 or so figure here, and this. Ask him how much he wants for the Fallout stuff. 20 bucks for the stack. First thing I would look up is this, 60 bucks. Oh, here's your 20, okay. I mean, it just, and the guy knew what he had, and it was a situation where it seemed like either they were moving or his wife was tired of the clutter and needed to get rid of it. And when I come walking up, this guy makes eye contact with me, and he says, I'm not putting this shit back in my house. That's what he says to me. And I'm like, I'm about to fill this truck up. And he says, sounds good to me. And that's what happened. Lots of these are sealed. Sealed Ghost of Tsushima there. You got your Mario Party, Luigi's Mansion. All these here are sealed. Lots of good stuff here. Random figures. That's like a $40 figure. Oops. Sorry, Connor. $30 figure. Which is I'm keeping because that's cool. I like that Assassin's Creed. Deadpool, new open box. Same thing with the Division, but I'm not going to slide it open because it keeps not wanting to go back correctly. This thing's freaking awesome. These are fairly pricey, and actually if you have an electrical hookup, it hooks up and glows. It's the arc reactor from like Iron Man that goes in Tony Stark's chest, which is amazing. Another Halo figure. Assassin's Creed box set with the 10 and the Ezio figure, which I also may keep because that's awesome. Just come around here. All the Halo stuff, including the piggy bank here and the energy sword. Big box of Halo stuff. He had everything lotted up, and I'm like, "What do you want on the Halo stuff?" 20 bucks. First thing I look up, $50 piggy bank. I mean, yeah, of course I'll buy everything else for, you know, free. Like, I mean, just absurdity. Like, you just, I mean, I always do well at yard sales, but this is just not normal. And then we've already processed a lot of stuff, so this is your game exchange, you know, whatever, you know, just cheap stuff to whatever. $10 and under stuff, there's very little, you know, but there's like 75 games there, so there's a decent amount of value. And then this is the odds and ends stuff that's not so, you know, glamorous and whatnot, but still, you know, $70 board game for 20 bucks, I believe. First print, the Book of Bill, goes for 30 to 50 from what I looked at. Paid $1. 30 or so dollar leather pouch, tool pouch, the Indian Motorcycle Company, $3. $5, they go for 35 or 40 because they're these, I don't know why. I don't know who would wear those, but whatever. Brand new Carhartt backpack, $5. I mean, you know, good stuff in here too. $5 on that, goes for like 30. $2 goes for 25 or 30. Some more cool figures in here. $5 a piece on those. Those seem to be going 15, 25 in that range. Probably lock those together, do well on those. Random Chris Ledoux box set. Bought it just on a whim because I kind of like Chris Ledoux. Get home, look it up. $35. Paid $5 for that, so that's good. $5 for the 2 Pokeball tins. You know, seem to be going 30, 40 a piece. You know, those are good items. A few manga books, $1 a piece. Seem to be going for around 30. Brand new combat boots. Seem to be going 30 to 40. $5. Sony Explode radio that I probably will never test because they go 40 to 60 for parts and I paid $3 for it. I'd rather just send it on down the road, get my little profit out of it, and hopefully somebody else does well on it. These items, paid $3 a piece for those. They go 40 to 60 bucks for parts. Again, probably not even going to bother with testing them. They may work, they may not. I paid $3 for them. 40 to 60 is fine with me.